Strongholds are still being moved. God, we believe. Yes, we can see that wonders are still working. We are here for what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on. God, we believe. Yes, we can see that wonders are still working. We are for you. Come and do what you do. We are for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. Amen. When you move in this room, miracles happen. When you move, healing is coming. Oh, miracles happen. When you move, healing is coming. This room, miracles happen. When you move, healing is coming. This is love. This is we are here for you. Come and do what you do. We are here for you. Come and do what you do. Set our hearts on you. Come and do what you do. This is This is What is going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media coming at you live here tonight. And we got some sports here to talk about. Notice real quick, let me move that up just a little bit. I got it up finally. I didn't need a board or nothing. It ain't perfect, but Uncle Lou, shout out to you, brother. I love you. I appreciate everything you do, letting me on the morning show and everything, and I appreciate you sending me this. I know it took a while, but I figured it out. I just had to put a bunch of tape up, but I got it. Ain't perfect, but I think it works out. So you got one end zone part over here. It all connects. This kind of all goes together. It's not too bad. So I think as long as it can stay up and everything, it should be good to go. That being said, we got a couple things we want to talk about here tonight on BSM. I notice it is a little crooked though. I notice it's tilted just a little bit. Like that part could be a little bit higher, I think. It's not quite level, but it's not too bad. But a couple things we want to talk about. College basketball is, I don't want to say getting underway, right? One second. College basketball mayhem. There's some mayhem going down. Bama lost. They lost. Now they play again Wednesday night against LSU. They're 14-4. First off, I'm not going to go through every top 25 team or anything like that. I'm honestly not even sure. I haven't really noticed what days they update the rankings. I just know I check it sometime in the week, and all of a sudden some things have changed. But Alabama ranked number 9. Let's look at my Crimson Tide real quick. And eventually I'll drop the link and get you guys on. Alabama, 14-4, first in the SEC, ranked number 9 in the country. Not bad. This is year 2 of Nate Oates. I was talking a little bit yesterday on my stream with Jeff Webster. I appreciate you for coming on yesterday. Jeff, love you, man. Appreciate that. And we were talking while the game was going on, while Bama was on the road at Oklahoma, 66-61. So it's not like they lost it completely, but they let the game get away from them. They struggled a bit. Davion Harmon scores 18 points for the Sooners, right? In the SEC Big 12 Challenge, right? They missed out 2 key players for Oklahoma. Austin Reeves, I got it right here. Austin Reeves and starting guard Alondes Williams because of COVID-19 reasons and everything. So for Oklahoma to play a team like Bama, who's been outstanding, Petty, Herb, all these guys playing, right? Playing great. And Oklahoma, without their key starters, still beats Alabama. That I'm going to say. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from Oklahoma, but I think Alabama did let it get away, and it's tough on the road. They went to Norman. This wasn't in Tuscaloosa at Coleman Coliseum. This was at Norman. Norman, Oklahoma. And it's not a bad loss. Look, credit to, I'm looking right now. They have not lost since Western Kentucky when they lost by 2 points. That date, let me pull it up here. I was just looking at it. This was on, hold on. I don't know. It was a long time ago. This might have been like back in December. If that's the case, here we are. First off, last day of the first month, last day of January. December 19th, Saturday, December 19th, which was, if you recall, that was the day of Bama, Florida for the SEC title game. It's been that long since Alabama lost a basketball game. Look at this win streak. Like 9 out of 10 different teams right there are SEC. Now, the SEC is not all that great this year. They played the only other ranked SEC team in Tennessee, who was ranked number 7. But let's look at this win streak here. December 22nd, 85-69 against East Tennessee State at home. Okay. Cupcake team, not really that great in basketball. You beat them at home. Ole Miss at home, 82-64. That's pretty good. Javon Quinterly is a really young player. Highest number of points for him, 24 points. And by the way, in that East Tennessee State game, Shackelford, 26 points, lead scorer in that game. At Tennessee, not as good as the past couple games as far as scoring points. But they won 71-63, and the lead scorer was Petty. Shout out to John Petty. Thought he was going to go pro, but he came back. Highest scoring leader in that game at 17. Keon Ellis, 16 points against Florida. They win that game at home, 86-71. I could go on. Close game at Auburn. Close game, 94-90. Primo, 22 points in that game. Joshua Primo. I think he says it Primo. I don't know. Then 3 straight games for John Petty Jr. Look at Kentucky, 85-65, 23 points for Petty. 90-59 against Arkansas on January 16th, a couple weeks ago. John Petty lead scorer, 17 points. Then he hits his highest all year so far at 24 points the week after, or not like the week after, but 3 days later on January 19th at LSU. And they, holy crap, 105-75. I don't remember the last time I saw Bama score 100-plus points in a college basketball game. Seriously, 105-75 on the road at LSU. Mississippi State, they win that 81-73. Jones, highest scorer, Herb Jones, with 17 points. Then, just the other day, last Tuesday, home against Kentucky, a really good basketball school, but having a down year. They lost a lot of talent, couple key injuries maybe that held them back. I don't know. And they beat them again, 70-59 at home. And then, of course, yesterday's game, the loss, which I'm not even all that upset, although you want to win every single game like I was talking about with Jeff Webster yesterday. You want to win every game possible, folks. That's what you want to do. But credit to Oklahoma. Really, really good team. Better than I expected. And it's tough on the road, right? They got out of their comfort zone, I think. They got so comfortable, Alabama did, playing an SEC schedule, playing home games, just being so high scoring against lesser competition. Not that Oklahoma, I'm not even going to, I mean, obviously they were better yesterday. They won 66-61. It wasn't a huge loss, right? But so anyway, what is this here? And we got a Pac-12 rivalry here. Washington State against Washington. We'll keep an eye on that game maybe. But anyway, so quite a bit of college basketball going down as we get closer and closer to March Madness. The top 10 poll, which again, this hasn't updated yet because Bama hasn't fallen since the loss. But this is what you got so far. Gonzaga, Baylor, Villanova at 3, Michigan at 4, Texas at 5, Houston 6, Iowa 7, Virginia 8, and then Alabama number 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Top 10, Texas Tech at 10. That's the top 10. Gonzaga, Baylor, Villanova, Michigan, Texas, Houston, Iowa, Virginia, Bama, Texas Tech. Virginia is at 8. They're a really good school, really good team. I guess, can we still call them the defending champs considering we didn't have a championship last year? I guess they were the last team to win it. So, I mean, yeah, I guess. Or it's vacant at this point. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what we have right now. So, but it's interesting. Anyway. So I don't have a whole lot really. I do want to get into some college football. One second. Stupid emails. I swear, these people. Everyone wants to do. They ask me sports questions. If you have any sports questions or anything, email me, ballardsports19@gmail.com. Maybe you want to do a stream, let me know. And I will happily reply and try to see what I can do. Zoom out so we can see the whole wall art. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, let me see. I can't like zoom out, but I can at least. There's that a little better if I move it up. Is that cool? I could probably move this back just a little bit and move this like that. That's not too bad. I still think it would be better on like a board or something. I've seen like when Lou was showing it to me, it was on like the pictures were on boards, right? And you just attach the boards to the wall, right? Nail it or something. That'd be a little cooler, but it's not bad. At least it's not a blank wall now. uh, what was I getting at? Oh yeah, I tried to come up with a list of 5 games. I couldn't really think or really find truly 5 entertaining, like the top 5. They released the 2021 football schedules. They did, and it looks awesome. I think it's going to be great. There's some non-con games finally. And I got a list right here. I got. Here we go. I'm adding one more. I was looking for one more game. Right now, these games, and I put one in here just because it's a rivalry and it's just great to have it back. But here's what I got. Okay, the top 5 CFB college football non-con games. Now, non-con being non-conference, which means a team like we get Clemson, South Carolina back, right? Assuming that we have a normal year, right? And I think we are going to get a normal year because I don't see how the virus or anything is going to get worse. I think with the whole vaccine and everything, it's still here. It's still going to be there. There might be more fans, but not. It's not going to be like complete normalcy. My guess and what I'm hearing. But we'll see. So we got here the 2021 top 5 college football non-conference games that I got. My top 5. I looked at the schedule, I looked at a list, and I got it here. First off, I'll get to the chat here. Let's see who we got. Ballard, that's me. My Nana, love you. Chucky Sucky, Zach the Purdue fan, Nate the depressed Wolverine fan. How you doing? MSU fan, what's up? MSU #1 fan, the #1 Michigan State fan. The schedules come out for football. They just released them last week, buddy. I'm fixing to get to my top 5 non-conference games. Fireball, Lenny the Gump, Summers. What's up? So, yeah. Okay. Getting back on track here. Top 5 CFB non-conference games for 2021. I got a list. I guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, come on. I'll start from number one, and work my way down the list. I'll list these games and then I'll talk about them. How about that? Number one, this should be at the top of everybody's list. Georgia versus Clemson. That's a week 1 game. Number 2 on the list. Say whatever you want, Bama fans. Say whatever you want. But Alabama and Miami. Number 3 on the list. Penn State versus Auburn. Woo! These are going to be great. Number 4 on the list. I'll explain this in a minute. Clemson, South Carolina. And number 5, Ole Miss and Louisville. So I'll get to these games here. I'll start. I read them in order as I had them, the top 5. Georgia, Clemson being number 1. I'll start down here at 5, Ole Miss and Louisville. I just think it's interesting. 2 very young coaches that just started coaching college football. Or not like started, but started with new teams. Scott Satterfield with Louisville. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin with Ole Miss. And this is going to be a huge game. This is ACC. This is SEC to open up the season. You always love to see this, I think, when it's a Power 5 matchup. And will either of these teams be ranked in the preseason poll? I don't know. And if they are, it'll be in like the 20 to 25 range because first off, I want to see real quick where they finish in their own standings real quick because I think Ole Miss was at the bottom of the SEC West, if I'm not mistaken, unless maybe Arkansas still owns that spot. Ole Miss, let's see, 4-5 in conference, won a bowl game. Okay, so Ole Miss 5-5 season. I'd say good year, but unless you won a bowl game last year, which it looks like they did actually, so never mind on that. But I'm not going to sit here and look at okay, Arizona in the Pac-12 went 0-5. Didn't even make a bowl game. They lost all 5 games. Let's say, for example, they went, what did they play? 7 games? 4-3. I don't know. They didn't make a bowl game. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Anyway, who cares who had a good year last year? Who cares who had a bad year? Last year was a weird year. We're looking at 2021. Okay. Ole Miss last year, 4-5 in conference play, make the bowl game, win the bowl game. That's good. Momentum going into next season. They beat, I believe, Indiana. Well, they open up the season with Louisville. Now, this is going to be interesting. They get a ACC team to open it up, then they get a couple cupcakes, and then they get Alabama to open up conference play. Have fun. What's up, Uncle Lou? Says nice poster. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the person that sent it to me. Okay. Where was I? Yes. Louisville Cardinals playing Ole Miss week 1. This is going to be great. This is in Atlanta, but it's not the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. This is on, I guess it'll be a Monday night football game. Let me scroll all the way to September the 6th. Yes, that's on Labor Day. Louisville played, I don't even think, it wasn't this year, but a couple years ago, I think they played they played a SEC team to open it up on a Monday night, I think. I'm just trying to remember who it was they played. Anyway, so you got Scott Satterfield versus Lane Kiffin, right? A lot of people love the Lane Kiffin hire in Oxford, right? They love Lane Kiffin. They think he's a good offensive guru of a head coach. He knows the SEC. This is going to be a big momentum swing for him if he can pull off this win. I don't want to say it's an upset if they beat Louisville. I don't want to say Louisville beating Ole Miss is an upset. I don't know. I don't even know what to make of Louisville. I don't know what to say about Louisville. Honestly, all I'm going to say is for entertainment purposes, just keep your eye on it because Scott Satterfield just got hired like 2 years ago. Like maybe it was prior to last year. He hasn't been there too long. He's still building something at Louisville, whether it's trying to be a New Year's Six team or trying to just make a bowl game or whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, he's trying to do something. He's a young head coach, just like Lane Kiffin. Louisville only won 4 games last year. They went 4-7. 4-7 for Louisville. So, trying to turn it around and have a better year, I guess. But that's number 5 on the list. I'm going to keep going. Clemson, South Carolina at number 4. Why Clemson, South Carolina? Aren't they going to just beat them again? Yes, but it's great to have this rivalry back. It's been a big rivalry before. South Carolina's beat Clemson. I mean, it hasn't been since, 2012 or 13, whatever, right? Have yet to beat them since they started the playoff era, and Clemson just keeps winning the ACC, winning against South Carolina. But I put it in there just because it is a non-con game. It's a huge rivalry, especially in the state of South Carolina. And I always look forward to it. Whether Clemson blows them out or not, it's still somewhat competitive, and it's always a big rivalry that you love to see on rivalry weekend. So that's why I put Clemson, South Carolina in there. It's ACC versus SEC, but it's an in-state rivalry, and it really did suck to not see that last year. I think South Carolina ended up playing Georgia instead of Clemson. Clemson I think they got like Pittsburgh or something. So it's just great to have this back. That being said, it's not going to be something like keep your eye on it to see what South Carolina does to Clemson. It's more so let's just see how good Clemson's going to be because they're going to be good. But how good? Right? Now, for South Carolina, they do have a new head coach. And, Will Muschamp's out. Shane Beamer is in, from what I'm hearing. First season. Let's look at Shane Beamer. Assistant head coach at Oklahoma, tight ends coach, 2018 to 2020. So he has not been a head coach before. This will be his first time. But he's been around. He's been at Georgia, worked with tight ends. He worked with Oklahoma and Lincoln Riley the past 3 years or so as an assistant head coach and worked with the tight ends. You look back, running backs coach at Mississippi State in 2006. He's been at South Carolina, worked with cornerbacks, offense. Man, he's bouncing around. At South Carolina, he's worked with the defensive side of the ball. But the past couple of years, we've seen him work, especially with receivers and tight ends. And, I think it's going to be interesting. Is he going to be more on the defensive side of the ball or offensive side? I'll take a guess and say offense. I really don't know. We'll see. But I think it's an interesting hire. At least y'all got rid of Muschamp, I guess, is what I'll say. But then again, who knows? But it'll be interesting just to see this rivalry be back. That being said, number 3 on this list, top 5 non-con games for 2021, Penn State and Auburn. Man, I can't wait for this. This is actually a home and home series here, folks. Auburn. Gets the Iron Bowl at home. Those lucky little. This is week 3. Auburn gets 2 cupcakes. Akron, and they get, I think that's Alabama State right here. They get a first-year head coach in Brian Harsin, who had a really good record in the MAC, or I think it's the Mountain West or whatever it is where Boise State is. Had a great record, did a really good job there. The SEC is a different game. Playing a Big Ten team is a different game. Not saying he's going to fail. I actually think he'll have great success at Auburn. I think he'll do great. This game's at Penn State, Beaver Stadium. It is a home-and-home game, so they'll get him again in 2022, I think. And that'll be at Jordan-Hare. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Penn State was banged up this year due to, just injuries and stuff. But I think this will be a good game. It'll definitely, get a spark for either of these teams if it's close. If Auburn goes to Beaver Stadium and wins this game, that'll be huge for them. If Penn State beats the SEC team this year in Auburn, that's huge for them. Either way, huge game. Really looking forward to it. Number 2 on the list, and I'll try to get through these, and we'll drop the link and get you guys on. Bama, Miami. I've been mentioning it. I made a video the other day showing highlights of the 92 Sugar Bowl, or not Sugar Bowl, but championship, whatever, right? It's only interesting because it's ACC, SEC, whatever. Miami was good last year. Bama was the champions. It's the champions, right? I mean, you always want to see what they look like, especially with everything they lost. They lost Mac Jones. They lost Smitty. They lost Waddle. They lost Najee. But they bring in Bryce Young. Mechie comes back. Slade Bolden, I think, is coming back. It won't be what it was last year, but we'll definitely get to see what it looks like. We'll also get to see what Miami looks like on the defensive side of the ball, and can they handle a tough challenge like this? I'm not going to count Miami out just yet, man. They are tough to figure out, but we'll see. We will see. I'll get into that game way more in the summer. Trust me, Miami fans. I'm not done with y'all. I am not done with y'all. But number 1 on the list, this team playing here is my preseason pick to win the championship. This team they're playing is a juggernaut. Georgia and Clemson, September 4th this year in Charlotte. What? Come on, son. Come on, son. I'm ready for that game. Woo. That's going to be huge. That is going to be huge. This is definitely, it won't affect the season completely, but if Georgia wins this game and Clemson loses, Clemson's got to win out, and vice versa, obviously. But I think a lot of people are going to pick Clemson in this game just because they're Clemson, just because of Dabo, because of ukulele coming in, Uyunglele, right? I really don't think it'd be much of an upset if Georgia wins. Georgia's going to be loaded. JT Daniels comes back. So you bring in JT Daniels coming back, and then you get this phenom 5-star, he'll be a sophomore, and DJ Uyunglele, a quarterback matchup for the ages. I'm telling you folks that right now. There's just so much about that game I'm looking forward to. The hype, the pageantry, just being 2 top. They're like right now, Georgia is still in the tier 1 category teams right now. They are playoff contenders. Question is, can they consistently make it? I'll go ahead and drop the StreamYard link. We're done with that topic there. Man. So that's it. Let's just get you guys on. Let's talk some sports. I appreciate it. We talked some college basketball and some football games, top 5 for next year. And again, Georgia, Clemson, Bama, Miami, Penn State, Auburn, Clemson, South Carolina, just to have that back. see what Shane Beaver does with the Gamecocks, and then Ole Miss and Louisville. So if anyone would like to join, click the link, put your name, whatever you wanted to say, whatever the heck, and let's get y'all on. Let's talk some football. Let's talk some sports. Let's get into some baseball. I'm ready for it. Let me check something. What is this? What is happening here? Okay. So what games are y'all looking forward to? Who are your teams? What games are you looking forward to next season for college football? Let's hear it. And again, I put the link if anyone would like to join. I really don't have a whole lot to talk about at the moment, honestly. I'll answer some questions. We always do Q&A on streams. So if y'all want to do that, feel free to. But again, you notice the thumbnail I picked for this one. Oh, hold on just one second. I am back. Doesn't look like anyone joined the back room, but again, feel free to if you want. Man, I can't wait for baseball. I'm telling you. I think I'm playing. It's on. Let's see what this is. Nets are up over the Wizards. Wizards 3-12 on the year. Nets 13-8. 74-69 with 10-12 left in the third. That's NBA action. Got a game tomorrow night as far as hockey. 4-1-1 Tampa Bay Lightning looking to extend their win streak. Playing the Predators of Nashville. The spread, 1.5. Over under is 5.5.
Come here, I need your help.
Steven Stamkos. I've been trying to get into some hockey, listening to it a little bit. You can't just watch it, man. You got to get the app, and you're lucky to hear the audio. You can't even just watch it on there. Ready for baseball, man. Just go ahead and throw a ball my way, and I'll catch it right there. I'm telling you. Braves for the win. You got the Braves this year? I'd see it. Braves, Rays for the World Series. I'll call that. God, I'm sick of this.
Christian, take the dogs out.
Okay. Be right back in a minute. Featuring the Tampa Bay Bucks. Be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I had to take a break. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Just going to drop a link and let you guys on if you want. I apologize. We'll be taking questions in the chat if you guys have any, and I'll answer them. I always put Q&A. Nobody ever asks questions, so I don't know. Let's see what this. Figured I'd share a quick Bible verse with you guys if you don't mind. I know it's been tough with COVID and everything. Forget anything I said. It's stressing me out, and sometimes when it stresses me out, I say stuff. Of course, I think it's real. I hate that we're still dealing with it. You think with the vaccine being distributed and everything, we just get it over with, but that's not always the case. But this is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. Philippians 4, verse 6 says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." So I figured I'd share that with you guys. I mean, God knows before you even say a word, before you speak, before you pray. He knows what you're going through, and He cares. And honestly, I know sometimes it might seem like maybe that's not the case, but it is the case. God's got a great plan for everyone's life. My life, your life, his or hers. And we need to remember that. And we need to remember in these troubling times in the country, we just keep praying. Maybe the person you wanted to win the election or didn't want, who cares? Just yeah. Just pray, man. That's all you got to do, and just don't lose hope. Keep the faith, and there's a certain song. Who's it by? Jeremy Camp. He's a Christian musician, Christian artist, really well known. He's got a movie, I Still Believe, but he's got a song called "He Knows," and I've been listening to that quite a bit for the past few months or so. Just like God knows what you're going through. He knows, what's going on in the country. He knows how you feel about it. He knows who cares, who doesn't. But regardless of who cares or who doesn't care about, what you might be going through or not, He does care for you. He does love you. And I don't know. I just figured I'd share that with you guys. I know I don't get into politics and religion, but at the same time, man, that's just who I am. I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and I'm not afraid to just share this stuff with you guys. And I figured I'd share that all with y'all. So, I'm having to remind myself that sometimes. I see this stuff in the news. I know what's going on. Pisses me off, stresses me out. But I got to remember God's always good. And He's got a great plan for my life, for this year, the decade. He's got a great plan. And we need to just have faith and trust in Him. So, anyway, I just figured I'd share that with you guys. I put the StreamYard link if anyone wants to join in. Feel free to just click that, and we'll get y'all on. So. we're in an era in football. I think we've changed eras in college football. I guess I was looking real quick on YouTube and I noticed the thumbnail I picked, and it's got a DJ, it's got Bryce Young, and it's got JT Daniels, three of the top quarterbacks going into next year. And we are in a quarterback offensive era. We've changed eras. We are now in a time where you got to throw the football. And I'm just curious. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Um, you know, what do who do you like as a quarterback next year? You going to take the experience with JT? You going to take the hype of Uiagalelei or Bryce Young, Haynes King maybe at A&M? He's one of the top pro-style quarterbacks in last year's class. In the class with Bryce and DJ, he went to A&M. I guess with Kellen Mond and being gone, um, you know, he steps up. Could he be the guy to make A&M a little bit better next year? We will see. Jimbo is an offensive-minded coach, if you're wondering what he does, what he did. I think he was like the offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, at LSU. I know he's a former Saban assistant. I don't remember seeing him at Alabama, but I think he was with Coach Saban at LSU. Let me Google that real quick. Where was won a championship in the 13th season, 2014 BCS with Florida State. Offensive coordinator at LSU, joined the staff in 2000. And he went on until, I guess, let's see, the 2006 season. But because he continued to be the coordinator, the offensive coordinator when Les Miles went there. So, I mean, but yeah. Head coaching record 109 to 33 win-loss. That's not bad. 8-2 in bowl games. That's good. 0-1 in the CFP. Oh, that's right. See, I gotta remember. You got to remember, Florida State made the college football playoff the first year, and they lost to Oregon in the Rose Bowl, and it ended up being, I think, Bama lost to Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl by like a touchdown, and Ohio State went on to win the inaugural playoff championship over Oregon. So that's what was getting me right there. Was it said he was 0-1 in the college football playoff, and I'm like, what? When was he? When did Florida State? Florida State made the first year. So don't forget the Unprofessional Sports Show with me, Ballard Sports Media, and my good buddy TikTok Chess Hall. It was supposed to be on my channel this past Saturday, but I had some family plans. Therefore, I couldn't start the show. Chess picked it up on his channel, but we're going to try to get it on my show this week. Hopefully, I can just, just do the stream. Why not? So, but don't forget, that's Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Ballard Sports Media, and every other week on TikTok, Chess Hall's channel. So, go Bucks. Why not? Anyway, yeah, I really don't have a whole lot, but I appreciate you guys for showing up. I think I'm gonna go check out either Chess Hall or BVD. We went through, talked some college basketball. I looked at my top 5 non-conference games for 2021. Read some comments. But yeah, I love all you guys. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Nana, Ballard, Zach the Purdue fan, Nate, Fireball, Winnie the Gump Summers, MSU #1 fan, Beggin' Megan, Uncle Lou. Thank you for the poster. I appreciate it. Finally got it up. Wilkie, Maddie Sims, and I think that's pretty much it. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get off here, guys. I just wanted to talk with y'all for an hour, talk some sports, look at some college football stuff, baseball stuff to come, getting into some more basketball stuff. Spring volleyball just started up. And again, trying to be a sportscaster, you try to get into as much as possible. And that's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to break it all down for you guys. And it's just, hey, just because college football is gone doesn't mean sports are too. There's still some other sports that I enjoy that I want to share content with you guys. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notifications when I go live or post a new video. Be sure to hit the like on this live stream too. Helps the channel out quite a bit. So anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. Love all you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff for more sports content to Ballard Sports Media. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night. Roll Tide. Ballard Sports Media is checking out. We'll see you. What you say to me